Hi, my name is Steve Kessler, and I would like to guide you through the wonderful world of Algebra 1. Now, as I do that, I'm going to be using my magical blackboard that's to my right here, and I'll work the problems out, and I will express the answers in red. Now, I won't be doing this alone. I'm going to have some help from some characters here. The first one is a character named Hilbert. And if you notice, he has a cone-shaped head. Occasionally, he likes to shoot things out of the top of his head. Next coming along here is Dirac. Now, Dirac, if you haven't guessed, likes to point. He's got a pointer there. Our next character here is Newton. And he has a cone-shaped nose, likes to shoot things out and surprise us there. Now, there's a couple brothers coming here. They're called the Bernoulli brothers. And this is Gene here. And if you notice, he has a claw on the bottom of his body. And his brother, John, coming along here, also has a claw. And sometimes maybe one will hold one end to something and one the other. But they will occasionally help out. And lastly, we have Euclid, and he likes to display things on the side of his body from time to time. But there'll be other surprises too as we go along. Now, our first lesson is on numerical expressions. Now, that has to do with taking some regular numbers and putting an addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division sign with them. So here's an example. This is 10 divided by 2, or a fraction, 10 over 2. I got a duck. Here's another example, 2.5 plus 1 1/3, and you're using the addition operator. Now next, we have 18 minus 3.1. using a minus sign. Got a duck again. Occasionally I got to get out of the way of my characters. And lastly, we're showing the multiplication sign operator. Alright, now let's take a moment here and look at different ways of expressing multiplication. So we could have 4 and sort of an X sign there times 3, or we could use parentheses, and we can multiply 4 times 3 that way. Also, we can use a dot and put a dot between the 4 and the 3. And so on the right hand side of Hilbert here, we can go through 3 divided into 6, but we could also have a fraction represented as division, 3 into 6. Now, here's our first so-called problem. It has both multiplication and subtraction. Now, what do we do first? Do we subtract 2 from 5, or do we multiply 8 times 5 first? So let's first subtract the 2 from the 5. That gives us 3, and then 3 times 8 is 24. Now let's try it another way. Let's multiply 8 times 5. That's 40, minus 2 gives us 38. We have 2 different answers. So there's got to be a convention. There's got to be some rules as to how we do problems like this. So the rule is that we do multiplication and division first, and then addition and subtraction. So the one on the left is wrong, and the one on his right is right. We did the multiplication first, and then we did the subtraction. So that makes it right. So keep that in mind as we go through these problems. Now here we have multiplication and division. Now let's take and start from left to right and first do the multiplying, and we have 4 times 6 is 24. And then we'll divide by 12, and that will give us 2. So that's how that problem there works. Let's try one that involves subtraction and division. Remember that 8 over 4 is the same as 4 divided into 8. So we go left to right, find the multiplication or division, in this case division, and we'll take 4 into 8, that's 2, and then left to right and do our subtraction. So 17 minus 2 is 15. Here's one a little more complicated. We've got subtraction, we've got addition, and we've got division. So we'll start at the left hand side and move across, and we're going to do division first in this case. So we're going to divide 51 by 3, and that gives us 17, and then reset our arrow there, and we'll start from left to right doing the subtraction and addition. So 45 minus 2 is 43, plus 17 gives us 60. Next problem involves all the operators: subtraction, multiplication, addition, and division. Start from left to right. We come across multiplication, so we're going to multiply 8 times 2. That will give us 16. And then just move next door and do the 15 divided by 5, and that will give us 3. Now we'll then want to reset our marker there to the beginning and go through and do our subtraction and addition as we go from left to right. So 29 minus 16 is 13, plus 3 gives us 16, and so we've done that problem. Now only one more problem to go, and then I'll let you rest. Now this involves division all the way along. Start from left to right and divide as you go along. So 36 divided by 3 is 12, and then take 6 and divide it into 12, and that'll give you 2, and then take the 2 and divide it into 2, and that should equal 1. So let me just recap here. When you have a string of numbers with different operators, and you want to work the problem, start from left to right, do multiplication, division as you come across it, and then you do addition and subtraction the rest of the way. Thank you.